Have you ever felt like your words just vanish into thin air? Or like
Yeah.
crucial communications are just trapped, stuck in this slow motion mire of endless delays?
Oh, definitely. Or maybe you faced
Uh,
criticism, right? The kind that forces you to completely reevaluate how you express yourself.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving deep into exactly that. The profound impact and often the challenges of communication, specifically looking at September 17th, 2025.
Hmm.
Our compass for this whole exploration comes from Tarot by High C. We're drawing insights from their astrology of the day and also the story scope of the day for that specific day.
Great
And this
sources.
isn't just about, reading cosmic tea leaves. It's about pulling out actionable wisdom, stuff you can actually use for navigating real-world pressures.
And finding your authentic voice when it really counts.
Think of it like a cosmic weather report, but
Yeah.
for your conversations.
That's a good way to put it. And what's really compelling about this day, September 17th, is how it's marked by significant challenges to emotional and mental expression.
Right. Sounds tough.
It does, but crucially, these challenges aren't just roadblocks. They're actually framed as opportunities, real chances to uh, strengthen authenticity and eliminate superficial approaches.
Okay, so turning a negative into a positive.
Exactly. It's like an energetic push to rethink our approach, urging us to get into the depth and honesty needed when dealing with power dynamics and our communication patterns.
So our mission today is to really unpack all these insights. We want to show you how understanding these, let's say, underlying energetic currents can help you proceed with caution, maybe refine your message.
Sharpen your focus,
Yeah, and ultimately find some real clarity even when you're facing resistance.
which sounds likely on this day.
So let's get into the cosmic forecast then.
Okay.
Okay, let's zoom in on the astrological backdrop for September 17th, 2025. The general vibe suggests a day where you might be facing, say, criticism from authority figures.
Oof. Never fun.
Nope. Or delays in important communications, or maybe just this really clear need to present your ideas with, like, exceptional precision to get any traction at all.
So, mental challenges, communication blocks, they seem pretty much par for the course. It sounds like it demands a lot of patience and
Let's
persistence.
double dose, maybe.
Definitely. And what really stands out here is how ideas on this day may be met with resistance or demands for greater substance and structure.
Ah, so no winging it.
Not this day. It's not the time for quick pitches or, surface level stuff. The universe is basically saying, show me your homework.
Well, done.
It's less about being heard instantly and more about making sure your message has the foundation, the integrity it needs to withstand scrutiny. Intense scrutiny, probably.
Like building a house, you need that solid foundation first.
Precisely. If your communication is the house, this day demands concrete.
That's a great analogy. It really implies we need to be ready to back up our words. So let's dig a bit deeper into the morning energies then. Things get quite interesting with the Leo moon opposite Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those who follow this stuff, an opposition in astrology isn't just a gentle nudge, is it? It creates this direct push-pull, a tension.
A real tension, yeah, between two planetary energies. And here you've got the Leo moon, which is our emotional core, our need for creative expression, recognition, maybe our pride, clashing directly with Pluto, the planet of deep transformation, power dynamics, secrets, what's hidden beneath.
So when those two face off,
Well, it points to situations that really force an examination of our relationship with power, pride, and authentic creative expression. It brings up a big question for you, the listener. Where do you feel your ego might be getting maybe a little too involved?
involved in your creative expression or your need for recognition.
Exactly. That's the friction point.
So it's not just about external events, but our internal reaction. This isn't some minor squabble then.
Oh, far from it. The source highlights potential power struggles around ego expression, creativity, or recognition. You might find yourself grappling with, say, buried resentments related to feeling unappreciated.
Ouch. We've all been there.
Totally. Or even direct conflicts with authority figures who seem to limit our self-expression. Imagine trying to present something brilliant, but part of you just wants applause, while another part is, like, silently fuming about past slights.
That internal conflict.
An internal friction, yeah, amplified by this opposition. That's where the real work is. It's a time to really look at how we assert ourselves and where resistance might be coming from. Is it external or is it an internal battle with our own pride?
Got it. So check our motivations, how we're showing up. Now, if that wasn't enough complexity for one day,
Right.
we also have this pervasive influence of Mercury opposite Saturn RX. Okay, let's break that down. RX means retrograde.
Right, so Saturn's lessons about structure, limits, responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
they might feel more internal or demand a deeper kind of reevaluation.
Okay, so when Mercury, the planet of communication, thinking messages,
Hmm.
is directly challenged by Saturn, the cosmic taskmaster, especially retrograde Saturn, what does that actually mean for our day-to-day conversations? Does it really bring these limits, delays, and harsh truths?
Oh, absolutely. This opposition is powerful. And you nailed the RX nuance. It's about that internal reckoning or needing to rebuild something. Mercury wants to move, exchange info quickly. Saturn RX says, hold on, slow down. Is this solid? Is this responsible?
Creates friction.
Big time. So communications can truly feel heavy. You might find contracts stalled, responsibilities suddenly demand absolute clarity, expect frustrations or worry due to communications glitches, maybe delays in travel plans too.
Like sending a crucial email and
Uh,
it just disappears.
Exactly, or that meeting gets pushed back. Again, you might really feel like you're not feeling heard or find yourself grappling with these heavy conversations that just seem to spin their wheels.
Like shouting into the void. We've all felt that.
It really tests your communicative mettle, demands resilience.
So how do we navigate this particular cosmic storm? The advice from the source sounds super practical. Refine the message, edit twice, speak once. And for some situations, the guidance is even, well, starker. Sometimes silence is better than a clumsy explanation. That's pretty bold, isn't it? We're usually pushed to respond right away.
It is bold, and it's such a crucial insight for this energy. This isn't about being evasive or hiding. It's about strategic restraint.
Okay, explain that.
Well, when Mercury and Saturn are opposing like this, words carry significant weight. Any message that lacks precision or true intent can easily backfire or just thud, fall flat. So that edit twice, speak once. It isn't just about proofreading for typos. It's about ensuring every single word serves a purpose, that your argument is solid, structured, that your why is crystal clear.
And the silence part.
The silence. That's especially potent here. Sometimes when you're facing immense pressure or things feel ambiguous, taking a pause or even just not giving a hurried response, that can be far more powerful than like fumbling through an explanation that isn't fully baked yet.
It gives space for clarity.
Exactly.
Yep.
Space for clarity to emerge for you and maybe for others too.
That's such an important point. We often feel we have to fill silences, thinking it shows we're engaged, but it sounds like on this day, it could just add to the confusion.
Or undermine your position.
Right. So this practical advice becomes incredibly vivid when we look at the source's story scope. It introduces Elena, a character who's perfectly navigating these exact energies.
Yeah, it's a great illustration.
So picture Elena. She's at her desk, her pen hovering above the contract. The pages are just littered with annotations from lawyers, red ink pressing in from every margin. Ooh,
You can feel the pressure already.
totally. She'd read it twice, but her mind caught on small phrases, evasive wording, clauses that seemed to tilt power away from her. This just screams Mercury opposite Saturn, doesn't it? The scrutiny, the potential pitfalls in the details.
Absolutely. It's a textbook example of that Mercury-Saturn arc's energy in full force. And get this, her phone was buzzing with urgent emails
Uh-oh.
that contained nothing new. Just phrases like pending review, awaiting response, further clarification
Oh,
required.
the worst kind of urgent.
Exactly. This is that slow grind of delay we heard about, the sheer frustration of communication blocks, feeling like you're spinning your wheels even when things are supposedly urgent. She's literally caught right in that friction.
And the pressure's still on. Right? She's got a board meeting in 2 days, expected to present a polished plan, a convincing argument.
High stakes.
Very. But every time she rehearsed, her sentences turned brittle in her mouth, collapsing under the weight of imagined criticism. The mental strain is just palpable.
And that connects back to the Leo Moon-Pluto opposition too, right? That fear of judgment, the authority figures grappling with her own pride and creative output under pressure.
It all ties together. But here's where it gets fascinating. Elena has this internal shift. It's triggered by these very pressures. She remembers her mentor's voice. Edit twice, speak once.
The advice comes back.
It does. But initially, she thought it just meant, polish and perfection. Make it sound good.
A common interpretation.
But now, facing these intense pressures, the demand for real substance, it felt different. The source says it meant restraint. It meant stripping away the clever flourishes she leaned on when nervous.
Getting rid of the fluff.
Total. It meant finding the spine of the truth, no matter how bare it seemed. Wow. That's Elena moving beyond just sounding good towards Well, real authenticity.
Deeper authenticity in her communication. She's not just making her words better, she's making them truer.
That shift is huge. So instead of drafting more speeches, she pushes the contract aside, pulls out a fresh sheet of paper, and on it she writes only the essentials.
Just the core stuff.
What she truly wanted, what she could accept, what she would not. The list was short, stark, and heavy with honesty. She realized her task today wasn't speed, it was clarity, not speed.
That distinction is key. Clarity, not speed. What does that mean practically for someone in her shoes?
Well, what do you think? It seems like shifting gears, right?
Yeah, it means moving from that reactive, anxious mode, constantly revising, chasing empty emails, to something proactive, intentional.
Using the pressure.
Exactly. Using the Saturn pressure to distill everything down to its absolute core. Identifying her non-negotiables. This transformation really embodies that astrological call to strengthen authenticity and ditch the superficial approaches.
So she wasn't fighting the delays anymore.
No, she was using the resistance, using it to refine her core message, align it with her true intentions, understanding that depth beats haste on a day like this. It's about finding that solid center when everything else feels chaotic.
Okay, so she does all this internal work, finds her clarity. What happened when she finally had to face the music, the board meeting?
Well, when Elena finally stood before the board, she spoke slowly, each word deliberate.
Took her time.
Exactly. The room was apparently cool with skepticism. There's that external resistance again, but she didn't rush to fill the silences.
Ah, the strategic silence.
She let them hang steady as stone. She embraced the quiet, letting her concise words just resonate, trusting their weight.
That's a masterclass in applying the advice.
Mm-hmm.
The deliberate pace, the silence. You can almost feel the energy shift in the room, can't you?
You really can. And connecting it back, Elena felt the weight of Saturn pressing down limits, demands, resistance. But within that pressure, she found a strange calm.
Wow.
It just shows how navigating these challenges with real intention can lead to this incredible inner strength, precision. She had spoken without pretense, cutting through all the noise and ego to deliver her authentic message. Grounded in clarity.
It wasn't about winning, was it?
Not about winning the argument in that moment, no. It was about stating her truth clearly.
So the meeting ended
Right.
without a final decision, which, okay, on the surface, that might sound like, well, no progress, another delay.
Right, you might think that.
But for Elena, for the first time in weeks, she didn't feel caught in the tangle of delays. She'd communicated authentically, precisely. That was the real win for her.
Mm-hmm. The internal shift was the victory.
Yeah. As she packed her papers, she concluded, sometimes silence indeed was stronger than any explanation. That's a really profound takeaway, not just for Elena, but for all of us, really.
Absolutely.
Elena's story gives us such a vivid picture, but how might these energies play out if you're not negotiating a contract? Say you're trying to pitch a creative project, or even navigate a tricky family conversation.
Great question. The principles hold up, I think. That demand for authenticity and substance is universal on a day like this.
So pitching art.
Yeah, imagine pitching a novel or artwork. That Leo moon opposite Pluto might mean you're hypersensitive to criticism, right? Feeling your ego deeply challenged if your unique vision isn't immediately, worshipped.
Okay.
And the Mercury opposite Saturn RX, that could show up as publishers taking forever to respond. Or getting feedback that demands a complete structural overhaul, forcing you back to the drawing board to clarify your core message. What is this really about?
And in a family chat.
Oh, it could be a misunderstanding that just spirals because someone feels totally unheard, that Mercury-Saturn friction. Or maybe a deep-seated resentment, that's the Pluto part, surfacing around maybe a sibling's success, hitting the Leo ego button.
So the lesson's the same.
Pretty much. Distill your message. Find its honest core. And choose your words and your silences with real intention, profound intention.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now as you move forward? Elena's journey, it really shows us that on days when communication feels heavy, when delays pop up everywhere, when criticism presses in,
the greatest power often lies not in fighting the current, not pushing back harder.
but in precision, honesty.
Exactly. And yes, even strategic silence. It's about finding that spine of the truth in your message, allowing it to stand on its own, without all the unnecessary fluff.
And trusting that clarity will eventually cut through.
Trusting the process, even if it's slow.
So whether you're navigating complex contracts like Elena, or trying to get a creative project off the ground, or maybe just facing a difficult conversation with someone you care about, remember this deep dive.
Remember the weight of words.
Yeah, that weight. It can feel like a heavy burden, or it can actually be a powerful force for authentic expression, for genuine connection. It really depends on how you choose to wield those words
And those silences.
and those silences. Good point. So a final thought for you to consider. What do your silences communicate? And how might finding the spine of the truth in your words help you navigate your next challenging conversation? Not just to be heard, but maybe truly understood.
Something to definitely reflect on.
Absolutely. Something to consider as you go forward.